Okay. Hello. How is everybody? It is still pretty roasty toasty here. Hey, Mavno. Hi, hi. Oh, hope everybody's doing well. It's Friday. Welcome to Friday. Congratulations to those of you who made it to the weekend. My condolences to you, those of you who have not yet hit your weekend and have to work through like the weekend because it's not your weekend. Got an answer for the Croatian scholarship thing? Oh yeah, what happened? My blanching girl, we blanching. I love how I'm imagining Mafia, I feel like you're making a reference and I'm not picking up what you're putting down, unfortunately. I'm hoping the angle for the camera is good. Might need to tilt a little bit. We'll see in a second. Oh, is it Gravity Falls? You know, it's funny because I've watched the series twice. And for some reason, is it with the Dipper clones? Is it the Dipper clone one? I don't remember. Hi, Xana. And hi, Maddie. And hey, B. I saw you logged in, got the first. And Nakano as well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Now, they asked you to confirm if you're available to go and which semester you prefer. Oh, so like you're in. Does that mean like guaranteed you're in? That's great. Great to hear. uh, that's fantastic. So what did you tell them for like a start time, start date? Mm-hmm. Also, I think I'm gonna. I was thinking about the fishing thing. I'm still trying to figure out the balance of stuff. I'm thinking I might make like the last Friday of the month, like a free fishing Friday, just for the sake of not like totally dethroning everyone else who put points into it. We're traveling Buenos Aires as well as to visit the Croatian embassy. Neat. What am I doing? Red, black. Still get my bobbins threaded. Another red. I think that's gray. That's brown. Yeah, it's funny because like I know offices and the like don't usually use white light because it's too clinical, it's too harsh. But man, a lot of the time I'm like, what am I looking at? Because I'm using like a yellow tone light. And I'm like, what is this? I'll be aiming for summer semester. So summer semester, like your summer semester, right? So for you it'd be like near the end of the year, November, December ish. Because like when you say summer semester, the first thing that comes to my head is like July. Okay, base is black. I can't hold stuff. Would have cast a mirror. Oh wait, June of 2025. Do you still call that the summer semester? Even though your seasons for being on the yeah, your seasons are the flip from up north. Yeah, I'm surprised it still calls June the. I guess just for the sake of like academic consistency across the world. Therefore, it gets referred to as the summer semester. Oh, you're actually okay. I don't know why. I thought for some reason your schooling for Croatia was taking place like there was a designated land or like schooling through a program through the embassy. I don't ask me why. I have no idea why I thought that was the case. My friend, ride a bicycle. You could. Thanks. Okay, machine is threaded. I'm using a red thread at the top, a black bobbin because the outline trim bit that I'm stitching is red, but the fabric underneath is black. So I usually split my thread colors because I don't know. It's a weird detail I just like to do. Is it necessary? Probably not. And I've just realized because the last time I did sewing, the camera did not quite have such a wide angle of view. The wide angle of view is good, but I've also realized my legs are on display again, aren't they? Oh well. Dun, dun, dun. Magno's crazy escape, basically. Get me the hell out of here. Techno syndrome. Okay. Return of L.Y.K.A.I.O.S. Techno syndrome. Let me see what I can find. By the Immortals, hopefully. And a probability test. Okay. Honestly, things in Argentina have been looking kind of good lately. Oh no, you're gonna leave right as it's getting good. Okay, we got a heads or tails going. If for some reason it doesn't show up for you, because I know for some people it didn't show up last time for some reason. I don't know, refresh? Heads or tails, 5 minute timer. Start prediction. That is good to hear though, that like even just for the country, because like you said your mom is staying, right? She's not moving with you. I want to have a way out if things go downhill again. Yeah, that's fair. All in 141. Is that all you got left for points? 141? Hell yeah. And then Mafia, I will get your song request up after this one finishes. I don't like stopping songs in the middle. And unfortunately like results in earworms for me. Earworms? Brain? Yeah, earworm. The musical thing? An earworm? Yeah. I'm thinking the critter is an earwig. There we go. Techno syndrome. Not really, but besides having to pay for plane tickets, my mom will have an easy time visiting me since she's Spaniard citizenship. Oh, right. Right. She's also already of European citizenry. Wait, this is. Ah, you know what? I never realized that the song for this was called Techno Syndrome. That this was the song. That's funny. Xana just did a bunch of fishing. This is true. This is true. See, this is the life hack of it. You can confidently say all in because you've blown all of the points already. Ah, smart cookie. I was gonna put in your favorite Spanish song, but I'm sure there's an unwritten rule where it has to be English. Oh, Mafia Mom. You stick around on the crafting streams long enough, you'll realize I have music from several different languages. There's French music in my list, there's Japanese music in my list, there's a Spanish song in my list. I am absolutely open to music from different languages. The chat itself, generally, we try to keep it to English. I understand a degree of Spanish, like some French, some Spanish kind of deal, and like some spoken Japanese. So chat we usually do in try to keep generally in English. We have our silly moments in foreign languages sometimes. Mapno can attest to that. But yeah, music. I don't care what language you pick, as long as it's not like I don't screen all the music before I take a request, so I just kind of trust that nobody's gonna give me like some really I'm gonna get you canceled kind of music. Let's go gambling. So it's funny. I've heard that so often. God, I probably should just put that as a sound redeem, considering the probability test and how often we run it. Yeah, I don't know. I never really thought of that. And the odd dang it. I really should just put both of them in there. It's funny though because I don't remember what it's actually from. Like I've heard the sound clip and references to it everywhere, but like I don't know if I've actually seen whatever it originated from. Not gonna lie, I remember a streamer told me they'll play Spanish songs, but it can't be inappropriate, and that Thanos snapped my whole playlist. Just putting a couple more pins in here just to hold everything stable. I've most definitely always been one of those people who does sewing projects and puts a few too many pins. I'd rather have too many than too few. Oh yeah, somebody remind me later. Someone remind me later to put in the Let's Go Gambling and the Aw Dang It as two different sound redeems. 90% of sound songs are very risky. See, I kind of wonder, like, if music is going to get you in trouble, I wonder if music is more likely to get you or rather less likely to get you in trouble in Spanish, if only because Twitch is a U.S. based company. Gasolina is a good example. Okay, it was fun. Back to the other list. I feel like I know Gasolina. I'd have to look it up though. I'm terrible with song names. Hey Bean, how goes it? I haven't taken a proper look at the whole thing yet. I saw you posted the finished like the combined Pokemon thing. Oh hell yeah, I love you too. I think this is the only my song lists are very like, oh here's a song or two from like this artist and I just haven't added the rest. Just a bit of everything here. Doing good, just got eating finishing dinner. Oh yeah, what was dinner? Also Mafia, if you want to exclamation point flip, you can pull the heads or tails. Let's find out what our result is. Wait, EP, don't want to go to bed too early. Tails this time. So you're distracting yourself with art? Tails. Choose outcome. Tails. Complete prediction. It's all sex innuendo, but it shouldn't get you banned off Twitch. Congratulations, Mapno Mafia. You got a little payout of 596 points. Xana, I'm sorry for your loss of fishing money. You made chili cheese pigs in a blanket. Oh, tasty! I'm a sucker for chili. It's kind of funny actually. I was actually thinking earlier because I caved. When I have particularly like busy, sort of stressful days at work, like I don't eat at work, and then I cave and buy like fast food on the way home from work, like a small thing or something else. And this time around, it was like I ordinarily like if I go to Wendy's, I'll pick up like a small chili and a medium fry and dip the fries in the chili, and then realized that they had chili cheese fries, and I was like, huh, I've never actually tried these. I'll try them. Why not? I think I'll just stick with the chili and dipping the fries because unfortunately, chili cheese fries go soggy real quickly, and I'd rather have more chili than cheese. A streamer got a 7-day ban for playing Gasolina? Oh my gosh. If that's actually true, Twitch staffer, cowards! And Xana, you can't call it rigged. Last time it was heads. The thing is perfectly fair. Try mozzarella sticks dipped in chili. Oh, that would sound tasty. That sounds tasty too. Where's my little ruler? That's my big ruler. Where's my little ruler? Oh, what did I like? Can I seam allowance again? 3/8? Like here-ish? Ish? Yeah, about there. Huh. Okay, maybe Spanish song's not so safe. But yeah, I'm still, at least for now, for now, don't ruin this. No, I don't think any of you would ruin this, really. At least for now, I'm perhaps a little too trusting and thinking people will pick normal music that's not like ban worthy. Also, why did I put my sewing foot pedal so far away? I have more sparkling lemonade, more blueberries. I'm in a good mood because I posted my Fakemon Insta for the first time in months. You seem really happy for you to be back to it. Hey, that's great. That's always a nice feeling, isn't it? To like be away from something for a while and just have a nice warm reception back. It was kind of me in streaming because like my original, the very first time I really went live on this channel was technically like March of last year, technically, and then I basically dropped off the face of the planet. Not true. I dropped off the streamer side for like the next 6 months, 7 months, and it was a nice warm welcome back when I finally started up properly, like properly with the official PNG and stuff. You have a replica costume with Ghostface from Scream 5. Did you just get that? Recent acquisition? Okay, we're gonna find out because I don't remember last time how loud the sewing machine is on my lapel mic. So if it's particularly bad on the chunk chunk, uh, figure it out. Shouldn't be though. I'm not running the serger. The serger is the big chunk chunk machine. You also have a Replicon Deluxe mask for Ghostface. Halloween outfit? An outfit? Because, like, at least I don't think anybody here's a teenager. Oh, you can barely hear it? Okay, good. I don't mind if it comes through a little bit. I just don't want the whole thing to be machine. You know, I was thinking actually something earlier. A couple things. Well, one tangent. Um, so washing blueberries in the sink. Weird question. If you have dirty dishes in the sink and you wash something like blueberries or cherries, something small, and it falls out of the bowl that you're washing it, and say falls into like the dishwater, like some dirty dishwater in the sink, or even just like falls into the not down the drain, but just onto the drain catcher thing in the sink, will you take it out and eat it anyway? Like take it out, rinse it, and eat it anyway, or is it like nope, this is disgusting and it's going in the garbage? The powers at play, powers at play. Make sure this is okay for width. Goodbye. Spare the sympathy. I was thinking of a few of them from Molotov. Okay, I guess the other question is, was I going to interface this? Was I going to interface this? I don't quite remember. So interfacing basically just makes the thing a little stiffer on the back. And I feel like that'd be nicer for presentation, but I don't know if it's going to be good for the fabric being able to like pull itself back together. I got a little bit to think on it. I'm undecided. If I'm also a little bit late to replies, it's because I'm definitely not looking at chat while I'm doing stitching. I'll make sure my lines are straight. Yeah, sink berries. Because I admittedly, no, is it gross? Maybe it's not gross. I definitely dropped a blueberry in the sink while I was washing them. It's like, oh, it's fine. Just washed it and threw it back with the rest of them. I figured I'm like, I'm washing it anyway, so it's fine. Probably. It hasn't killed me yet. I don't think I'd do it if I dropped it in like I don't know. If for some reason there were dishes left so long that there was mold growing in them. Not that my kitchen ever gets that bad, really. And I dropped a blueberry in there, I probably wouldn't retrieve it, but imagine if you were a wizard. You're gonna be the big bad evil guy wizard. Cast manual breathing. Oh no. Counter spell. Manual blinking. Why is there fluff everywhere? Pass the game. Is there a cooldown for losing the game? Because I know Xana got me the other day with a binary in the Discord. Cooldown is 5 minutes. Hey V, how's it going? How come yours doesn't? Oh no, I know why yours doesn't do the shout out thing. Because I haven't updated to change your name. Boop. Took a nappy nap. You're all refreshed. You got D&D going soon. Yeah, but look, I'm no promises. I'm hoping to finish this before I leave next week to finally present you that thing I've been meaning to present you for a long time now. Look, this is where your commission money goes. Bonuses for a model that you don't use anymore. And thank you for the hydrate redeem. I do need to. At a point, I'll probably get up to like refill the glass. But V, I hope your D&D session goes well. Have fun with Candle Keep, Candle Cove. One is a creepypasta. One is a creepypasta. One is a D&D campaign. I always get the two mixed up. Oh, I did not mark a stopping point. Doesn't matter. Not terribly. Keep. Thank you. Candelabra? No. Fun fact, you commissioned fan art of me? Wait, really? Really? Like, really, really? Sorry, I'm not. Thank you. I'm not used. It sounds terrible. I'm not used to that. Have I? It's our characters cosplay. Oh my gosh, cosplaying is what? Cosplaying is what? I've not actually had. I've been lucky before to have won a couple like raffles for fan art stuff before. But I've never actually had a person. I've never had actually had like a person commission artwork. That's super sweet. Thank you. Yours is Batman. Mine's Robin. Oh, that'll be fun. Okay, hang on a second. I need to go. I need to think about this for a second because. So if I go down to here and I cut my stitches there and I fold the whole thing over, do I want my longer spot to be here? I wanted to commission fan art of you for your birthday as well, but it had to be tight on my purse or Croatian citizen. Oh, you know what? No, I shouldn't say. I guess I'm still saying yeah. I'm not used to it, but I have had one piece done before, where I did a piece of me lighting everything on fire because in Destiny for the longest time I played a setup that just threw fire everywhere. But map, no, I appreciate the thought though. But yeah, you got big life stuff. You got big life stuff to deal with. The artist or character saying, "Why do I gotta be Robin? I want to be Batman." There's no fair. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. Okay, wait. Still, do I want this to go all the way down? I gotta make my decision. Because if it go all the way, I stop it here. It folds over to about here. The other one will go up this way. Alternatively, I do the bottom one. Have a good rest of the day, Mafia. Another way, friend of yours made a cat boy. Yeah, you. Oh, no worries, Mafia. It's all good. Thanks for stopping in, though. Tryouts are tomorrow. Yes, they are. Good luck. I hope it's fantastic. It sounds like it's gonna be a ton of people, but holy shit, that is awesome. Good luck and safe travels. Like seriously, good luck and safe travels. I'm very excited for you. I would say take pictures, but I feel like you probably can't do that. You can maybe take pictures of it. I have no idea. But yeah, have fun. And Map, no. Yeah, you told me about the Catboy PNG. I haven't seen it yet. I guess you're still keeping it hush hush. She didn't hesitate as soon as said about more PNG. She immediately started. Is it the same person who does the one of you drinking out of the glass or out of the mug currently? Same person? Oh, did you reveal it already? I must have missed it. On stream? WW strict NDA. Okay, don't worry. Don't listen to me about taking pictures. I want to go up or do I want to go down? I feel like I want to flow of lines. Sorry, 3D visualization. No. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the angle ones. Your Twitter as well. Let me send you a link. That's weird. My Twitter's been strange. My Twitter is not great for actually recommending stuff to me properly. Because it's just been like, I clicked like, I so I tend to follow the like the for you part of Twitter just as I think it's interesting to be able to see different things or like out of curiosity to see different things. So I tend to follow the for you one. The only problem is that like actually no, I can go a little farther. I click one thing out of curiosity and then it's like Twitter's like, "Oh, you want to see this? Do you want to see only this?" And it just gives me like a bunch of stuff like that. And I'm like, I'd like to see the other stuff I actually signed up for. Like algorithm, could you go back to normal? You go back to a little bit of stuff I'm actually interested in? That'd be great, thanks. Link on DMs? Cool. Let's see. Oh, okay. Cat, it's a cat boy. This would be. I'm lazy right now. Look, hit him. I don't actually know. I realize where the focus is on this thing. It would be like back here somewhere. Oh, that's cute. Cat, no, if you will. I hope it was okay I shared it. You said you went live with it already, yeah? I go this far, roll it over. Yeah, this should be fine. This should be fine. You think I don't know if this is a mark of me being good at sewing or bad at sewing that I'm like sometimes just do some stuff uh off the cuff. I'm like I just like visualize it 3D and I'm like this should be okay. This should work in theory. It's a good way of doing things. I don't know. It hasn't really failed me yet. Lurky time? Sounds good. Have a good one, Map now. Okay, it is a little short, but that'll be fine. Na, 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 na. We can trim this down. Oh my gosh. It's funny ranting about scissors and not using a person's sewing scissors for non-sewing stuff. I admittedly do have to get my scissors sharpened. They are in need. Okay, the red goes over. The other one will go up there. Actually, no, I'll stitch the other side first and then I'll put the bottom edge on. I'll actually stitch the other side, iron it, and then put the bottom edge on. Asaya. Yoru ni yasashi yoke. Oh, I cannot wait for cooler weather. I kind of hate that I'm like this sometimes though. I'm like, oh, it's too hot. Oh, it's too cold. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, it's too cold. I just want it to be like spring or autumn, like all the time. But I swear, with the way the weather's been lately, the climate's been, it's just like we totally skip both of those seasons and we just go from cold to hot. and no like nice in between brisk fall weather. I miss it. Further back. So I gotta figure out a design for a banner for me. Cause like I need a pin banner. Oh my god, do I need a pin banner? I have so many pins. One of these days I'm gonna have a just chatting stream with a like, here's my pin collection. And it will take up 3 hours. Cause my god, I have a lot. Like even just there's some of them you get like little cameos of it in behind the desk and stuff like that because they are my desk decorations. But like you just get like cute little things here. Like this was from like a dice company, and this is from like Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't even know what this cat wizard thingy was. It was just cute. That's like a mimic cookie tin. These are from Magia Record, Card Captors, Princess Tutu. And this is the small one. Yeah, enamel pins. I'm a ginormous sucker for enamel pins. Aha, nobody heard that ka-chunk. My sewing teacher would perhaps have my head if she knew how often I kind of just ran over pins while sewing. It's not a great thing for me to do. I do it anyway because I'm a little lazy sometimes. It's a bad habit I made. It's a bad habit I built years ago, decades ago, decade, I suppose, a decade ago, and it's a bad habit to build, and I never quite fix it. I try sometimes, but I most definitely run over my pins more than I should. Perhaps because thus far I've not really paid any repercussions on it, in that like I haven't wickedly broken a needle doing it. Not that it's a good reason, but oh, it is kind of neat though because with the lights I have on in the machine, you can actually kind of see a little bit of the patterning on the fabric as we go along here. I just wasn't able to catch it under the lighting when I was actually working on the floor. But yeah, between the machine and this light and that light and stuff, you get a little bit of the shine coming off of it. Because I know that was probably something that never quite showed up very well when V and I did the cosplay. Like when he did his first cosplay stream, when I did the second one with him. Because same case, like his phone camera, um, especially with so much stuff going on in the background, stuff to focus on. His phone camera was probably I also don't think caught the detail on this fabric. Like this is a gorgeous piece of fabric, and I was mildly panicking the other day when I started doing the cutting because I could not find this fabric in the house. No idea where it had gone. It was in the most unexpected place. But like I was like, oh god, where is it? Because I bought the last of this. I bought the last of the fabric off the bolts. It just took like all 3 meters or something like that. I was gonna need like 2 meters anyway, thereabouts. But I was like, no, I'll just take the bunch of it because they're gonna give me a little bit of a discount on it anyway for taking the end of the roll. So I'm like, yeah, just give me all of it. I'll do something with it. Should I have made more accessories? Angel thematic accessories while that model was still current? Perhaps. Could have done dice bags. This would make a wicked dice bag lining. Thought about doing it for myself. I don't know, it'd be kind of weird if I used his colors on like on a thing and I kept it. The white silken dress, stained in red. Oh, I suppose I also apologize for any camera shake because the camera is on this. It's a pretty stiff wire arm, but the camera is on a wire arm, so like a bit of a jostle for me bumping the desk too much, and perhaps the machine sewing may make it wiggle a little bit. Hopefully, it's not too bad though. I still do have a bit of this left over. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but. Not enough for a whole outfit, but. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a mini cosplay with it. Maybe I'll make a doll. Actually, if I made a doll, if I made a plush doll, I'd be actually a little tempted to just keep that one for myself. I think it'd be fun. An empty hut down by the sea. Mm-hmm. Still gotta think about anniversary stuff. Do. Can't see my white chalk line. Oh no, there it is. There we go. Where's my trash can? Move it a little closer so I'm not leaning so far away. Oh, it's funny because there's this I'm a day late to it because I don't hop on trends very often, and then when I do, I'm usually like a day late to it. It's like a new trend about like on the VTuber side of Twitter that was like posting a picture of yourself in black. I should have just wrapped myself. I should just wrap myself in all of this black fabric or something. Taken a photo and sent it. No, I ended up posting one. And it was I had sent Varen a like a preview photo while I was working on the Halo part, and like I was like, oh, this will be funny because I had like the black part of the robe was sewn, the red trim wasn't on yet. The black part of the robe was sewn. The halo was cut but not yet sanded down or finished. It was in like it was a pretty rough stage, but I put on the robe. I put on like a gray tank top undershirt, stuck the robe on. I had red contact lenses that were still good, so like I put the red contact lenses. Well, no, that's a lie. I put all red contact lens in because my hair was covering my other eye anyway. I think I sent down my progress so far. And now until you worry, say this broken melody. Okay, if I'm smart, actually, how much do I hate myself? An empty heart down by the sea. I could, I could actually just make this whole shape. Ugh. Why do I do this myself? Why do I do this myself? Okay, if I do this, stitch a 45-degree angle, it will give me enough fabric to do the whole thing. 45-degree angle. Am I really gonna like make life harder for myself like this? Probably. to 45. Put it there. Lay it down. Stitch it out. Flip the whole thing over. Same on this side, and then I can have a nice pointy bottom bit. Am I gonna do that to myself? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that to myself. Okay. This is where strength in math, minor strength in math comes in handy. And a decent amount of 3D visualization. Ah, uh-oh. Where'd you go? I've dropped the pin. I do not wish to find it later with my foot. Gotcha. A smidge too often do I drop a pin, go, oh shoot, and later find it because it's sticking out of my toe. Not great. Midnight Mass. Come here, Chalk. Dun 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 dun. Now I'm singing Silent Night. Bum ba-dum ba-dum. Bum bum bum. 45-degree. Diagonals on the squares. Take it to about there. Maybe a little further up. It's a little strange. I think this may actually be the first time I've done. This might actually be the first time I've done 3 streams in a row, or streaming 3 days in a row on my own channel. Very unusual for me. I think I've done 3 days in a row previously, but it was like a day on my channel, a collab with another person on their side, or like a group activity thing, and then like another day on my own channel. Never just on my own side. And despite how early I had to get up, surprisingly not really tired. I guess that's a little bit of a lie. I'm definitely tired when I get home, and I'm very snoozy before stream. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to go live. Do I want to go live? But I'm usually pretty good once I actually get here. Yeah, the biggest holdback for me lately has just been I forgot today is like the hottest day of the week, so I just pushing through tiredness is one thing. I don't really have the willpower to push through sitting in a 32-degree room, 90-ish degree room, because I don't have AC. All right, this is red on red. Switch the bobbin. Do I even have a red bobbin at the ready? Does it matter? It matters to me. Any of you red? Nope. Empty. Nope. Empty. Oh, empty's good. I can work with empty. Card captor pouch. Here, bobbin, bobbin, bobbin. No, just thread and a fake $100 bill. Alright. It's not quite the right red, but it might actually be fine. It's gonna be in such a small section anyway. I can work with that. This is black and green. But perhaps not. Illumination. We'll work with that one. Oh, I really should. I should find out what happened to my thread organizer. I used to have it. No, wait. I used to have a thread organizer specifically for embroidery thread. Never mind. It was very full. It's kind of funny. I am a little bit of a sucker sometimes for all these like funky sewing, like craft sewing room, like quality of life items. I always kind of want to get a bunch of them, and then sometimes I get some, and I'm like, man, I don't use this thing enough. 2.5. Take this width down to 2. Down from 2. I guess part of it is because I also don't exactly have like a dedicated sewing room. Perhaps if I had a room dedicated entirely to just sewing, I might like mount something to the wall. But like you can kind of see over here, over there. My computer's over there. My computer's down there actually, but like the keyboard and stuff are all over here. So it's not like this is the room I stream from, but it's not like it is a dedicated room to just streaming and sewing. Go forward and back. Oh, it's kind of like it's like sewing. I'm going backwards in it now. I'll go forward in a minute when I have to lock the stitches in. Exponential. I have to admit, I'm a little amazed sometimes with this playlist because I do add music to it semi regularly. I still feel like there's a lot of songs that manage to come up like repeatedly before others ever. Oh shoot! Wait, too far. I went too far, didn't I? Oh yeah, I went too far. I need to leave. I need to leave a little gap. Yeah, I need to leave a little gap. Whoopsies. Wait, this is the ow. This is the cover for the Seam Ripper. Where's the Seam Ripper? What do I do with the actual seam? Do I have another one over here? Why am I always losing my seam rippers? No? No? What? Ugh. Fine. I'll just do it this way. Just pick the stitches out by pin. Come on. Oh. This is not quite far out yet. Anybody got plans for the summertime? I'm supposed to be visiting. I'm visiting said angel that this is well no longer angel. He's a bunny now. Either way, seeing the person I'm making this for in about a week and a half ish. Just less than a week and a half at this point. And then PAX is happening. PAX West is happening in like 3 weeks. Hippity hoppity. Rabbit go boppity. No, wait. Do I have a bonk? I don't. No, yeah, I got a bonk. I got it. He doesn't have a bonk redeem. I don't have a bonk redeem. I have a bonk emote. Yeah, there's a. I'm gonna go see him for a day. It's like a quick stopover sort of dealio. And then PAX is happening like in a few weeks. I've not actually bought my PAX West tickets, but I might try to buy like a day ticket, maybe a 2-day ticket, because they've announced some like exhibitors and stuff that I'm curious to go see. And then it's funny. There's an anime convention that's happening, like right now, and it's actually an anime convention I usually go to, but I just haven't been in recent years. I don't think I've been since COVID. I used to hit like dang near every anime convention in the in like the lower half of the province at one point. Like I would be traveling back and forth to just hit anime conventions. And then I don't know, COVID hit and they all kind of stopped and I got like I don't know, and after they all restarted again, I never quite started going back to all of them. I kind of just do the one that's local now and call it good enough. Maybe I'm just getting too old for anime conventions. It's either that or it's because like part of it I know for anime convention stuff is like I am falling out every year I fall a little bit more out of touch with the current anime like I was never very good about keeping up with seasonal anime. Like I know a couple people who are like, yeah, I'm watching like every seasonal anime at once, and I'm like, holy cow, well done. I couldn't do it. Okay, this is like that. It goes down there. Okay. Um. Hmm. Can I bring the iron up here? Not easily. I guess I have the mini ironing board. Not impossible. Might just be kind of weird. I have an easier way of ironing this. Do you call it solitude? How big is the mini board? Actually, no. Big one is down there. Hang on a second. Right back. Ooh, where's my mini ironing board? I think it's in the closet. Yeah, it's funny. I say I'd be right back as if I'm actually like gonna disappear, but like I'm still technically on mic, even if I've exited the room. There we go. The mini board is still bigger than I think it would be. Okay. Forever. Hey Ryan, this reminds me I get to play .hack in 4K now. Wait, really? Oh right, they had PC releases, didn't they? How's it going, Ryan? I'm just I'm just gonna iron down here. I'll turn the camera a little bit and then reset the camera again. How you doing? Actually, that top is glass. I could just do it directly on there. That's okay. It says rubber feetsies. Too far, too far. The upscaler you bought. Oh, is it actually gonna like? So like how? Oh my gosh, how good is that upscaler? Oh, here we go. Only you got a PC release. Oh god. Oh, so you're gonna play like the original like Quarantine and stuff. Those ones? When all my songs fade in vain. Hang on. I don't like to call myself a hot mess, but sometimes, I could be a little bit better put together. Where's the iron? Let's see if I can. That's righty tighty, lefty loosey. Come on, thingy. It's kind of funny. I've never actually. No, it's not gonna work. Okay, let's stick this here. I was gonna bend the whole bloody wire. It's gonna be strange, but I'm gonna iron down here. Turn that machine off before I short circuit something. Also, if cable, what are you twisted around? Oh, you're twisted that way. Okay, gotcha. There we go. It's good. Obviously, can't make things textures be 4K, but the actual signal can go from 480 to 4K. It's great. Also, has presets for every console. Oh, it's even got presets. You don't even have to do. You don't have to do too much for it, do you? Huh? Neat. How much is that thing? This is the. I can't remember what it's called. It's the one in the bunch. Sounds so stupid that this is how I remember it by, but it's the one with the bunny mascot, right? Because it used to. It's like in honor of their pet rabbit. Also, I realize this looks a little funny. I swear I'm wearing shorts. The shirt I have on is just particularly long, and the shorts are not particularly long. So I'm looking at my own preview and realizing it kind of looks like I'm walking around with no pants on. I am wearing something. I am wearing something. I swear. For better or for worse, I am wearing something. It's funny. This sort of stuff is why I hesitate sometimes doing sewing streams because I'm like, man, I have to go from like station to station, and I don't have the space. Or actually, you know what? I could, because I've now using the new camera. If I were smarter about this, I could set up a secondary camera. Stretch now. Fine. Like, this is a standing stretch. Enjoy the little bit of feetsy as I like actually go straight to a stretch. Woo. The built-in CRT filter is modular, so you can mess with the tongue, yeah. Retro tank, right? Tank being the rabbit. This is the 4K version. It was $750. They have others that range from $150 to $350 though. You're just a bougie bitch. Well, hydrated. Is it the most healthy thing to be drinking? No, but it's fun. Oh, nope, this isn't gonna work. Oh, am I gonna be like this? Just set me free. Can I even get it to? Oh no, I don't have them cut in such a way. Do I? Sorry, I've just now realized. Oh, it's not gonna work, and I can't make it work, can I? Okay, this is gonna bug me a tiny bit. Yeah. So the fabric, the camera definitely doesn't pick this up. The fabric has a not quite a pattern, but like the way that the fabric has been woven together means there's a little bit of lines on it, little bit of lines, and unfortunately, because of the direction I've cut it, if I went side to side, because of the direction I've cut it, I actually can't. I can't orient this in any direction that makes it so the the lines will meet at a point at the bottom of this point. And I was thinking for a second, I'm like, oh shoot, no, I'm gonna redo it so the lines will meet. But I've just realized because of the way it's cut, wherein they're both going in the same direction because they're cut along the same lines. I can't actually make the pieces line up to match each other in the middle, which is kind of annoying for me. Um, I will probably forget in time. V himself would probably not even notice, and if he does notice, probably not even care. Oh, but it bugs me. But I also don't. No, I don't have enough fabric to cut it on the other axis. Okay, never mind. It has to stay as it is. It has to stay as it is. Just deal, self. I have to deal. All right, how you doing? It's good to see you. Are you at work right now? Um, um, yeah, on break. Okay. When you decide to come see me, I'm honored. It is good to see you, though. Hope the day's been going well for you so far. Or at least, like, nothing stupid. Mm-hmm. 5 to 5. Next month you got to swap to 5 8. Oh, so you're 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. And next month you go 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a week. You're licensed to train for. So how many days of work do you? How many days a week do you work? You're doing 12-hour days. Do you still do like 5 days a week at 12 hours? Do you get overtime for it if you do? Oh, I'm doing like I was doing 6 a.m.s this week, but only 8-hour shifts. So I was doing 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Next week will be interesting. I'm doing 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. I've not actually worked that position. It doesn't seem like a very hard position, but I got like a 5-minute crash course from the guy who's leaving the position because he's just like been assigned somewhere else for a little while. And I'm like, hey, I need to know what you do. He's like, yeah, it was like a 10 minute. He's like, yeah, this is the gist of it. Nothing stupid. I've been dealing with stupid all day. It's 3 1 week for the next. 3 1 week for the next 36 48 and overtime. And yes, you're on volunteer overtime. The checks have been nice. Oh, cool. Can't complain too hard then. God, I love this song. Coming down through the number. And then Rain, I suppose, with the layoffs. I don't know if you can work the positions that were laid off, but like, I guess more opportunity for overtime. I get a little bit jealous of my brother sometimes. He works a job that has like it's a little bit no, it's not really short step, but he works a job that has plenty of opportunities for overtime, but the job itself is like not terrible. Well, it can be stressful, but it's not like for the most part when things are good or things are generally normal, it's a decently easy position. He like and like when he works the overnights, it's a case of like it's basically like security guard kind of thing for his gig, kind of. But he sometimes like he just has to get up and do a round every now and like every periodically kind of thing. Um, and like he can like watch Netflix in between. He can nap in between. And I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. I have napped at work, but it's because like I was the first supervisor in at like 5 in the morning, and one of the few positions that actually had an office for me to do all the payroll data entry stuff. There's usually not an office, and I definitely had a couple mornings where I'm like, fine, I will be there. I'm like, I tried to argue. I'm like, do I really have to be there for 5? I'm like, I can get everything done and everybody organized, even if I come in at 6 or 7. It's like, no, you have to be in for 5. Fine. Um, I may have had a time or two where I kind of dozed off in the office a little. Whoopsies. The 3 days minimum off is really nice though. When you're on the short weeks, the 4 days are great. And I have plenty of overtime because of the stupid. But they also for production, which you're training for, but they need you in other places. Oh, I see. Overtime for the stupid. It's such a funny way to put it. I think I get what you mean by it. It's still a bit of a funny way to put it. Like not incorrect. At least from the sounds of your stories. I still don't have a great grasp of what you do, admittedly, but from some of the stories you've told, Mhm, mhm, mhm. Na, 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 na. I love it when fabric presses nicely and just holds such a good crease. Oh, it's so good. I really should do. I kind of wish I were better motivated on stuff. I really do enjoy sewing and making projects and little things like this. I just like I have a terrible time getting the ball rolling. A lot of the time I have a terrible time trying to get the ball rolling. And I know when I'm like full swing into it, like I absolutely love it, but man, starting is hard. I mean, I specifically stay vague for legal reasons. Oh no, don't worry about it. I assumed as much that I assumed that like there's only so much you can talk about it for like legality, NDA or whatever kind of dealio. I also fluff and mix up details on purpose, both for life and work, because privacy. No doxing here. It's not malicious though. Won't say something that isn't parallel to what's actually true. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm not looking to for like to dissect your entire life story, unless it's the gardening. And I want all the details. Gosh, I still think sometimes, even right there where I'm like, then I want all the details. I definitely threw my head back and did a little bit of shake thing, and I'm like, why am I doing this? You literally can't see that I'm moving like that. This is just it makes me lean more towards the idea of getting a 3D model that would track everything. Because gosh, do I ever hand talk a lot too? Maybe not as much as some people, but I definitely hand talk a fair bit. Hey, yes, I'm pretty impressed. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, ba-dum. I mean, gardening's fine, but I don't actually but like I don't actually live in Idaho. I told you three different work schedules. Do that kind of misleading. Nah, that's fair enough. It's probably like in a very strange roundabout sense. It's also probably better sometimes. Like I like to know people. That's just how things are. If I keep details decently well, like details generally well of like someone had like a math exam, I can be like, hey, how was the thing? Um, even if it's a few weeks later. But like, admittedly, sometimes I sometimes get a little bit too wrapped up in the thought of like um, trying to plan my like stream schedules around other people, which for better or for worse, I suppose. Because I know for some of the days I'd pick them thinking, oh, like if I do it on this day, this day, this day, then so and so these particular people would have the chance to like tune in kind of thing. It's really not like the best basis for me to go off of. I'll probably always stick to it to some degree because, like I said, some of the earlier weekend things I do for the sake of anybody who's like on the European side being able to tune in and say hi without it being like abysmally late at night or early in the morning. Break me over, but yeah, I'm just very private. No, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, the only thing I really care about, really gotta know, is how the cantaloupes are doing. Okay, but yeah, take care, Rain. Have a good rest of the week, or rest of the evening. Hot iron over there. and twist. Yeah, thereabouts. Close. Honestly, if anything, I probably should be like a little bit more private. I might be. I might be a little too open about things. Not exactly giving away my social security number, but like, yeah. Oh my god, how have I been here for an hour and a half already? I've sewn 2 strips. Mm. Oh, move the machine back a little. Yeah. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Let me give you my heart. Okay, wait. Thinking, thinking. This way. Yeah, this way. My love is in sunlight. Keep the goddess on my side. Sunshine. Okay, so go here, stitch the line down, flip the whole thing over, should be good. This is hungry world. So where's my white chalk? I'm gonna draw another line just to be sure. Take me to church. Ah. These are on a 45. Means we go here. Line that up, line that up, line the 45 up. A little bit of extra space to account for the fact that the chalk is fat. And not into the madness and sorrow of that sad ugly scene. Only then. That's about the midline. I don't think the chalk is going to show up on the camera. The camera's good. I don't think that camera's that good. Be 3/8 out. Give it 3/8 out. None of your life. Move it over a little more, a little more. This is actually my biggest holdup when I'm doing sewing stuff. I get quite picky about lining my shit up. It's I did pretty well when I did competitions, but it was definitely like my it's definitely my hang up was being like, no, especially because it was under judging, especially because it was being judged. Like, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be perfect. And then I'd waste like a little bit too much time trying to get something to line up just right or redoing certain lines over and over again. She's tucking his chest now. Her dress now. Let me go. I just can't look. It's killing me. Oh, come on, needle. In. Yeah. Not quite. Like now. Like now. I'm being very fussy on things. And I'm not even being judged on it. At least not in an official capacity. I have to start thinking. I have to start planning for Christmas stuff soonish. Like, I'd like to make a sort of little Christmassy tradition of sorts because like I did the ornaments last year. I thought it was a lot of fun. I did have like 36 of them ornaments and people like I put together like the Google spreadsheet or not spreadsheet the Google like quiz thingy. Let people pick their colors and stuff and just put it all together for custom ornaments and then stamp their name into it. I gotta figure out what I want to do for because on the backs of those ornaments I stamped them. I stamped them with the year. So I gotta figure out what I want to do for 2024. I feel like I'm leaning towards Christmas cards. And then same case, if anybody like who signs up for it wants to keep their own Christmas card, like optionally, they can then like they could just send me like an address that I would mail it to. Mm-hmm. I don't know what style of Christmas card I want to do because like I don't draw, so it's not going to be like not going to be like painted or hand drawn Christmas cards. It will probably be some sort of paper craft type dealio again. As well with like once again if like preset designs that people can like pick from, so I'm not trying to make like every random thing under the sun. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be kind of cute. Maybe like a little paper quilling, like tree, holly, angel, ornament kind of dealio. Mm-hmm. I have no idea how long it would take me. The ornaments actually took me a fair bit longer than I thought they would. Each ornament, I never really, I got a little bit faster, but I never really got that much faster at making them. Each ornament was still taking me about 40 minutes to finish one. Yeah, I'll do one set at a time. The machine back, switch the bobbin out again. Na, 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 na. Mm-hmm. Ah. I lost a pin. Okay. That really the direction I'm going to go in. Yeah, that's really the direction I'm going to go in. I always end up in a situation where I have to reverse to the point I need. I guess 50-50 chance. Oh, bump on the desk. Ow. Fiend. Bleeding? Bleeding? Not quite? Maybe I'm okay. Ow, okay, yeah, there was I put that pin back in the box and there was one sticking like straight out. It got me. Remember that thing I said the other day, blood, sweat, and tears? On red, there's a little bit. A little bit. Na, 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 na. Oh, that hurt. Dum, ba-da-dum, dum. Am I going to cut interfacing into the back of this? You know, thinking about it, this is probably why on the cosplay proper I used the back half of the red. So I didn't have to worry about lining up the textures on the front half. Probably why I did it. It's okay. I'm not changing. Not this time. I'm not going for cosplay accuracy this time. This can be a little bit. It can be the nicer side of the fabric out, even if the grain on it doesn't exactly match up nice and pretty. Crank this part by hand because I don't actually know where the end is, but I'll be able to feel it with a needle going through. There. Scissors. Um, um, um. You know, there used to be a time too where I'd be so picky about this. I'd be serging every single edge. Serging being a particular machine I use to basically like do this kind of funky loop stitch on all the edges so this fraying doesn't happen. That's also one of the things I've kind of grown out of because I've realized that like by nature of being inside uh, with the lining that's not exposed to anything that these bits uh, won't actually be exposed to anything. There's not really a concern about them like falling apart or like unraveling, for instance. And no one will see the inside. Kind of depends what it is though. Certain costumes I work on, I will still serge like every single edge, just for like longevity of the costume, basically. And like I remember, like I used to be so picky about that inner serging. Even if you couldn't see it, I used to be so picky about it that I would buy serger thread that would match in color to the fabric that was being serged, even though you'd never see that serger thread. And the inside would be totally enclosed. And I'd still be like, yes, this does need to be Sailor Neptune teal for the inside that no one is ever going to see again. It's a very specific example because, oh, if you haven't guessed, I did cosplay as Sailor Neptune at one point. um, I guess thinking about it, the whole thigh exposure thing's not. I'm wearing the wrong colored top, most definitely. But I suppose the thigh exposure is not exactly too far off from the model, now is it? I'm just being canonical. That's the excuse I'm going with. Come on, you. Play nicely. Na 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 na. I've always kind of wondered as well, especially from like viewer side. You guys have an opinion on collabs? Like, do you really like it when the streamer does collabs with other people? I know, like from a streamer side, it's supposed to be like a good way to make friends, do networking and stuff like that. It's funny because I think it's not that I'm necessarily bad with people. For some reason, collabing is just not one of those things that sits at the forefront of my mind of something that I'm supposed to be doing. I have no idea why, but it's and like I enjoy hanging out with people. But for some reason, it always ends up being like oh yeah, I should probably do one of these things. Because I've still never I've hosted people on the channel before. Like I played some Destiny stuff and had Koju on, but having Koju on was such a uh it was such a spur of the moment thing. Like not exactly planned. It was just like we had been doing some stuff together earlier, and I'm like, hey, do you want to just? We'd been doing some Destiny stuff. I'm like, I'm about to go play more Destiny, but on stream. I'm like, do you want to come with? And he's like, sure. Or even just like the woo woo thing with Maddie and Aaron. It was just a very spur of the moment. I'm like, this would be funny. Here, you got time? Come on in. But I don't think I've had any on my channel yet where I'm like, yes, this is a plan. We've had this in the works. This is a plan that we are doing. You sew too? Yeah. Actually, hey, Grim, it's actually kind of the main thing I do. I've been sewing for years. I've been a cosplayer for years. I did I meet you? No, I might have. When did I meet you again exactly? I might have already been done my cosplay because I've actually like this my VTuber design. I did a cosplay of it for PAX in March, and even my one of my images on my starting screen is like these red and black robes, which is actually the same fabric as this stuff. This pin banner I'm working on right now is for a friend whose VTuber I made as a cosplay about a year and a half ago, and I'm using the leftover material to make him a pin banner. Yeah, sewing has been like my main thing. I just the only trouble with sewing is and you might understand it a bit more being as well a handicrafts kind of person. Um I usually do all my well, because it's clothing, I usually do most of my patterning stuff um on the floor just because it just lets me spread out everywhere. So trying to keep like that degree of like VTuber facelessness, which I'm falling off of that a little bit more with every passing like sewing stream. That degree of anonymity is quite hard to keep when I literally work on the floor and I set like a camera above me. Going to work, take care, peeps. Hey, Tatra, good morning. Thanks for stopping in. It's good to see you. You too. Take care. Take care. I hope your workday goes well. Grim. Oh yeah, that's really really. Yeah, right. And I haven't like I've only just acquired this one as a secondary camera now to get a better quality one. So like I might set up two cameras because right now like you missed it a little earlier. I went from here at the table sewing and then twisted the whole camera to look at the floor because I had an ironing board set up down there. I like brought over a tiny ironing board because I had to iron this stuff and it will not fit on this desk. You've accidentally face docked yourself a couple times because of reflective glass. Yeah, I've done that because there I just like I had moved or like I leaned real close into the machine sometimes and I've had a couple times I basically leaned my face right into the camera. But I also like, I don't know, I visually I'm not totally different looking from my VTuber. So it's not like the biggest what's the term I'm looking for? It's not like the biggest disconnect in the world. Because like I have all the hair and everything. My VTuber is quite largely based on what my designs. You're not too far off either, yeah. So like I feel like to that degree it's not quite as bad as far as like immersion rate goes. From my own VTuber, not yours. Oh yeah, don't worry, I got you. Yeah, it's like the reason I don't do the sewing ones quite as often is because like I sometimes just get like, oh god, how am I gonna do this? Um, Based on how much I care about potentially showing my face on the camera. But I realize I've also posted a couple selfies now, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I don't care that much. um, but it's still the planning of like, okay, I have to cut this. I have to finish drawing this pattern, cut this fabric, iron this other stuff, stitch it all. Have I when I was doing the cosplay stuff, I had a serger going, so I had two machines, and I had to get the camera angle to be able to catch one machine and then the other machine. There's a lot of moving one camera around. Even when I was doing the cutting for this the other night, I would just because I was doing cutting in one spot on the floor and ironing in another spot on the floor, and I'm like, "Come on, chat, we're going for an adventure." As I like detach the camera from or detach the clamp from the desk and picked the whole camera up and walked it like 90 degrees to where my ironing station was. If I had a dedicated room, this might not be so bad. But I share the office space, and like it's not just a dedicated craft room because my computer stuff is over there. Yeah, it's funny when we talk about reflective glass. When I was doing some painting stuff, and I had it on like some of the paint on a palette that was I don't remember why I was using it, but I had like an acrylic paint essentially, and with the way that the angle that the camera is at to my face and stuff, my not probably not quite as clear as like your face of glass, but like sharp-eyed people could probably catch my face in the glass at the time. And I don't know. I guess I got a little bit more laissez-faire every craft stream. Because I know some people are seriously all about that. No, you cannot see my face. But I don't know. I've met a few other people who don't seem to mind too much. And then I've met some other people. Admittedly, they're like, "Oh, you showed your face off," and then they like stop following. But I think every photo I've shown this far, I've shown a few photos, but I think every photo I've shown thus far have been in some sort of cosplay y type thing. Either like either cosplaying as my own character or like I posted one a little earlier today that was like a silly preview of to the person when I was making this cosplay for them, like the original cosplay, not the pin banner I'm doing right now. And I'd put it on and like some of my hair is covering my face and I put in red contact lenses and the halo and stuff. So like my face is on there from that. I've done like some photo shoot stuff. I know my face is around on that too. There's probably I'm probably a little too late to be concerned about scrubbing my face off the internet. It exists out there, and to a degree, like I guess I know some people stop following or won't follow if they know what you look like. But one, like I said, I don't look too different from my own. But also two, like I know some people do it out of a safety concern, and I'm also like, well, like celebrities, like either the big celebrities or even the not so big celebrities. I'm like they have their faces out there, and like oh yes, there's definitely stuff that happens to some people that is terrible. But at the same time, I'm like most of them survive fine. Who is really gonna go find me? You know? Okay, this is all stitched nicely. How am I doing the rest of this? I live in Texas, so I'm not too concerned about the safety side of it. Like, like in the nicest way possible. We're still tiny blips, like non-existent blips in the land. if for some reason something like wickedly takes off, I might be more careful about locking down my visage and stuff. But as it is right now, uh, I'm not super concerned. Okay, that's good. What are you stuck on? There we go. We're too little to be targeted properly. Yeah, right? I put my feet on stream. Which is also inevitable about this, because I'm working inside and I don't like wearing socks when I don't have to, so my toesies have already made it onto the camera a few times. That's not bad. See, this is the aim of doing that weird stitch it was, so I didn't have to worry about one side overlapping the other. It just meets nice and pretty in the middle. Nice and clean in the middle. I can trim the spare. Okay, so that gets stitched down. Am I gonna interface this whole thing? For like stiffness? I might do it for stiffness sake. Just to make sure it presents nicely when hanging on the wall. It means I have to cut the interfacing. It means more floor clamp. I've yet to expose my feet since I wear shoes in the shop. Maybe I'll take a follower sub goal or something. Yeah, I for what you do, yeah, I wouldn't recommend not wearing shoes. The worst that happens to me is I drop a pin and find it later with my foot, which I've done. It kind of sucks, but I think I'd rather get a pin in my foot than like a glass shard buried right in there. Okay, press this stuff, trim this stuff, cut the interfacing, iron the interfacing. Yeah, I'll get the floor thing back up. Na na na. Actually, you know what? I think I have been sitting here about an hour 45. Graham, that'd be kind of funny though if you just so if you did a follower sub goal, would you just like okay, just to still have a little bit of safety, would you instead wear like sandals or something? So you still have something on the bottom of your feet, just in case you step on something. But cut first or iron first? Probably cut first. I was thinking of posting pics on Twitter or something, but your idea works too. You can have the grim glassman foot cam. Just like if you have another camera and it's just pointed like at the floor of your workstation, and there you are in sandals. It'd be silly. uh, See, I think that's the thing for me is I've not posted pictures of my feetsies. My feetsies just exist in the VOD. Call it the troll feet cam in homage to David. And it's funny because like um I'd said before about setting up like a cat camera, and I was like, just wait, one day I'll set up a cat camera, and they'll be under my desk because it's where the cats like to sit when they come visit the room. And one of these days, I'll like swing the chair 90 degrees, and like there will be my toesies on camera for all to see for an elongated amount of time as I forget that the camera is on. Na, 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 na. I'm just gonna pin this and use scissors, maybe. Do, do, do. Okay. Embrace the grippers and you'll be free, right? I kind of figure I'm pretty safe. I have no discernible details on my feetsies. I don't have any ink. Someone will be like, I know that foot. I really kind of wrote myself into a corner by doing this here. You know what? Maybe don't underestimate them. The toenail is this exact degree curvature. Okay, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move this because I'm gonna have to do a little bit more cutting and a little bit more ironing, and the corner I'm in is a little too cramped. I think I'm gonna throw us at break because I've been here for about an hour 45 anyway. I'll probably throw us at break for a few minutes and reset the camera situation. I've seen some rainbolt videos. I know how this works. I don't know what rainbolt is. Is he a guy who just identifies people by like really plain looking body parts? Like one thing I am careful of is like I try to make sure I don't give away too much of like my physical surroundings. That one, I'm kind of just paranoid enough about people doing triangulation things like, oh, based on this mountain range and these trees and that river or that lake, this skyscraper, you know. Rainbolt is a GeoGuessr player who's famous for recognizing things by seemingly unimportant details. Oh, okay. Yeah, who is that the guy? So I saw this video. I keep saying I'm gonna go on break, but now we're talking. I saw this video that was like that was like some lady posted a video from a hotel, and it was a pretty short video, and you would think it seems innocuous, but she posted some video from a hotel, and some guy like did a reaction response video to it and basically pinpointed the exact hotel she was in. I can't remember if he got it down to the room, but he got it down to at least the hotel and perhaps the floor. It was probably Rainbow. That was impressive. A little scary, but that was impressive. Okay. Need to cut that. Need to iron it. Need to trim it. Need to pin some other stuff. Blueberries? Yes, blueberries. Blueberries and lemonade. Hey, Kai. We're so lucky he's decided to use his powers for good. Okay. Akai, I'm sorry to actually I'll get you the shout out anyway. I'm sorry to do this. I'm actually just gonna throw it to a few minute break to like one, get the pre-rolls off, and two, I'm moving the camera. I'm about to move the camera from here to a totally different spot over here, and I just don't want things winging around everywhere. We do know each other. I'm like here by the computer still, but yeah, I'm gonna throw us a break, put on the let the ads roll, do their thing, and then set the camera up in a new spot so I can get to my ironing board and yes. How dare? I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I promise. Don't hate me for it. But no, Kai, I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I could blather forever, but I really should. I'm on a deadline for getting this project done, so I really should move some stuff over. But yeah, I'm just gonna. I don't care what you have to do. Okay, yeah. Back in a few. Okay, I think I decided I'm actually going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm not actually going to, I'm going to put my cell phone. Xana, I wish I could do the screamy bit for the tumbling down. I sometimes can. I also have to sometimes be really careful about it. Just like throw my voice out. Um, Fabric. Bum, bum. See, here's the part I was talking about with the toesies for freezies. Are you using different lighting than the last time? I might. Or is it because it's later at night? Because it's later at night. I had to reset the brightness. I'd have sworn I had this quite bright. Have a good night, Leica. Must eat. Work early tomorrow. Oh yeah, no worries. It's good to have you, Xana. Have a good night. I hope you sleep well. Video configuration. Oh, that's weird. How do you reset? There we go. I thought everything seemed a little bit dark. I don't know why. I don't know why it resets on me. Cradle fast within your arms. At its chorus might ring for all. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna cheat this. If I did this nice and properly in a way that my mentor would approve of, I would cut the pattern correctly and then line it up to the thing and then iron it on. But this isn't a costume. I feel a little lazy. So I'm not gonna do it properly. I'm gonna do it the easy way. The easy, if not a little bit messy way. Really, the only reason why I'm doing it, like I said, it's just for presentation's sake. This material is so thin that like hanging from a wall, it might not actually present very nicely in its design and like its patterning. So the interfacing on the back will help stiffen it up a little bit. Na, 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 na. Iron warmed up yet? Not yet. Anyway, Akai, sorry. How's it going? No, you did. Going all right? You eating? What are you having? I'm nosy. I'm a little nosy. I'm a curious person. I also just like hearing about interesting food. Xana was like making a ton of kimchi. I have a tendency to snack on fruit. Although I've recently like um Ichiban. There's an instant noodle company that does like instant pho. And I was kind of actually rather pleasantly surprised by how decent it was. Oh, chicken katsu. Stuff's tasty. Okay, Japanese restaurant Akai. What's the go-to? Is it the chicken katsu? Is it the takoyaki? Some sort of nigiri? Ramen? I'm like, at least as far as little side bits go, I am a must on like I have to have a miso soup. It is required. You always order some gyoza. Oh, that's a good one. I also intend to grab agadashi tofu as well. Agadashi is a very regular go-to for me as well. Beyond that, a lot of Korean barbecue places. Oh, like the type that has the stove in the table. One of the cities I used to live in had a really good place for that. The current one I'm in right now, there is one. It's not great, unfortunately. Mess you hide behind that mask you use. It's funny with those Korean barbecue places. I kind of don't trust myself to be the one cooking the food. I'm like, what if I don't do it right? What if I make somebody sick? Don't trust me with this much power of tongs and a barbecue. I love being the one cooking the meat. Like I think it's cool to be like, yeah, I'm the one, but I'm also like likely to be I'm also likely to overcook it out of like paranoia of like, oh god, I don't want to get somebody sick. So I just let other people do it. Raw meat, not like in a I'm gonna become vegetarian way, but raw meat freaks me out a little bit. Except I can deal with fish. I am for some reason I'm totally good to like skin. I'm usually good to skin fish and gut fish and stuff like that. But I'm not so good about it when it comes to like chicken or mammals. I think it's fair. I think I overcook it sometimes too. Like it's not a charred mess kind of deal, but it's like yeah, it's a little well done. This is iron on interfacing. Like I said, I'm cheating a little bit because ordinarily you'd cut it to size and then iron it on, but I have such a big area of it to do. I'm just gonna iron the bulk of it on and then trim around it and go one more time over. The Lazy Bun's Guide to Interfacing. I wish I had more of a taste for takoyaki. Admittedly, I think it's such a neat little food, and I like the look of it because I just like spheres. I like round things. Unfortunately, I'm just not an octopus person. There's a degree of chewiness I don't particularly care for with octopus. Same goes for squid, unless it's like dried squid. I'm happy to munch on dried squid as a snack, but like calamari, not really for me. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, it's toasty in here still. Oh, yeah, let's take a shake. Mm-hmm. I can't wait until like temperatures start going down a little bit next week. It's funny because it's not one of the things I'd really thought about because this is my first proper summer doing streaming. First proper summer? No, this is really just my first summer doing streaming, and I never really take into account about the fact that temperatures are going to get higher, and I'm not going to want to be in the room with all of my equipment, the computers and the lights and the machines running. Didn't think about that. Didn't think about that. I've had a few sessions already where I'm like I'm pushing stream back by like a half hour because it's too hot for me to exist in this room at present. I feel a little bit bad, but it's like, oh, some of the temperatures. I can't do this. I'm like, I can't do this. Get me out of here. I don't want to faint out the computer. Mm-hmm. Where'd I put my scissors? I left them up there, didn't I? Yep. Mm-hmm. It's just loosely on here. Mm-hmm. Do like an approximate cutout of the like interfacing around the main body. Iron it a little bit more properly the second time. Trim excess again. And then probably call it good for the interfacing part at least. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da. I think like stuff like this is the other reason why I didn't want to use my. Because I was looking at a new camera. My other one died and I couldn't fix it. And this is part of why I didn't want to use my cell phone because I definitely use my cell phone for like preview and stuff like that because the tablet I have is quite old. So like, well, I can use it to run like I can use it to keep track of chat and stuff like that. It won't run like the video footage for me to be able to see uh kind of what I'm doing on camera. So I definitely like I still heavily rely on my cell phone for stuff. Um, even if like it probably would have been the cheaper option for me to just get a mount for my phone to set it up as the camera and probably work just as well, if not better, than pretty much any given webcam. I can't let go of my phone. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Last little bit down here. And I think I can put the interfacing away. It shouldn't need it for the rest of the project. It's funny, I think sometimes about how I still definitely set the temperature a little low sometimes when it comes to interfacing. This white material here is basically a very, very thin sheet of fabric. Very, very thin sheet of material that's got like tiny blue dots on it. If you were to run your hand over it, one side would be fairly smooth, the other quite rough because they're all these little I don't know if the camera catches that. But all of these little there's like all these little dots on there, the rough texture, they're glue. And they take decently high heat to get it to melt and bond to the material at hand. Mm-hmm. Heat up a little more. And then part of it as well is just kind of holding it in place for a few seconds. It's a, I don't have an exact process to it. I don't really count. I just kind of feel it out a little. As long as the bulk of it stays there, because this fabric will be stitched down to another piece anyway. So it's not like the end of the world if a corner starts flipping up a little. But still, as flat as I can get it initially is nice. Mm-hmm. Although it never lines up, never quite lines up pretty and perfect. I could cut to what I think is the exact pattern specifications, and it'll still like, still like, must be a little bit off, which is why I start leaning toward doing the cheater method here, which is just the tack the bulk of it down and cut around the main. But like I was saying earlier, while I don't do a lot of sewing projects on stream because I have trouble getting the ball rolling, I do really enjoy my sewing projects. It's always really cool just it's always just really cool starting with like all these individual parts and doing like the cutting and the shaping and stuff like that and just seeing it all come together. It's nice to be able to create something despite having no like traditionally like when you think of I feel like people say when they think of art, they think of somebody with a pen, paper, or a drawing tablet doing artwork. Um, it's funny, I still hesitate quite often actually to even refer to myself as an artist. It's like I'll make things, but I'm like, oh no, I'm not good at art. I'll just tell people I'm not good at art, and they're like, yeah, but you made like this thing. I'm like, yeah, but like I can't draw, and perhaps that's not like is this FFXIV music you've got playing? It's a bit of everything. There is a lot of Final Fantasy music, Final Fantasy 14 music in there. It's not just Final Fantasy 14 music though. It's all coming off of Spotify. So unfortunately, I can't get any of the Pandemonium music yet, which is too bad because I really want the Pandemonium music in my playlist because I have been humming One Against the Weary and Athena the Tireless forever. For way too long. And even okay, no, I might be a little bit sick of Honeybee Lovely's music at this point. I have the same issue, I suppose. I'm a game developer, but I don't work on games too often. I've done some art too, but I don't consider myself an artist. It's I'll like it sounds almost hoity-toity sometimes, but like I would sooner refer to myself as an artisan than an artist, if only because like I feel like artisan has a connotation to it of someone who's doing who's creating something, but not on a pen and paper drawing sort of way. Like you have like artisan like even you see like artisan glass like glass makers, artisan bakers and stuff like that, and I feel like the term artisan is used more than artist, even if the root word is derived from the same spot. But I feel like if I call myself an artist, someone would expect me to draw. And I kind of do like I do pattern drafting and I do blueprint type stuff, I do technical sketch type stuff, I don't draw exactly. Guys, yeah, Kai, I can't remember. Are you caught up on Dawn Trail? Or are you one of the ones who? No, no, you're not like you're not a brand new player. You're caught up on Dawn Trail. I feel like I remember seeing you doing Arcadian stuff. You do Savage Rating? I'm not too sure. I feel like I because you've done some streaming on it, right? I think I've not actually managed to like properly um watch one of your Final Fantasy ones, but took a 2 year break, started playing again for Dawn Trail. Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool. I guess yeah, I do hear like some people do that. They kind of finish everything there is to finish of Endwalker, and they're like, "Well, I'm done." Or like, "I'll do all the post game at one time later," instead of just like the 2 hour bite-sized pieces. It is kind of cool. This is the first time I've actually been caught up in the game when an expansion dropped. So I've never seen the hub worlds or like the crafter hubs at like full capacity of people. You are at endgame, but you don't have groups rating. Okay, gotcha. I've been curious about Savage rating. I've never tried it myself. And even as far as like EX fights go, the only two EX fights I've done have been like Hades EX and like uh and the most recent Dawn Trail, the first trial fight EX. I've done that one. The Hades one, yeah, I did minimum item level, so it was already Endwalker. I was doing the Shadowbringers fight, But yeah, we toggled the option so like everything synced down to the absolute minimum that it would have been at time of release, and like no echo and stuff like that, to try to make it closer to the experience of what it was at release time. That's like the extent of like my harder rating. But ever since I did my Destiny raid, I've kind of had the itch to try other sort of hardcore raiding stuff. I used to Savage raid. That's partially the reason why I took the 2 year break, or technically it was quitting before I stepped back in. Oh, just like raid burnout. Yeah, a friend of mine has essentially decided to do all of the Savage Arcadian in public public group party finder. He did it. He beat all of them on the first week, and he was like, "Yeah, I think I'm done for a little bit." And he just comes on casually to do stuff. Oh, it was drama. Oh no, even better. Oh no, my roommate runs a rating group. They were doing ultimate stuff, and oh gosh, sometimes the amount of drama that would happen was like, "Ooh, is this worth it? Is this worth it for you, my guy?" A couple of the PF, couple of I could PF the fights now, but nowadays it's general anxiety or grouping of randoms again, so I just casually level things. Yeah, I've never actually tried to PF any harder content. And lucky the couple extreme fights I did were with like a couple people I knew and like their FC, or like their raid group when they were on break, or like if they had a week where they couldn't get all of their raid members together, they just kind of work their way through the EXs for funsies. I've joined some of those sometimes, but I've never like never tried to PF a current content dealio, because I think, yeah, I'd just be like, oh my god, I don't want to be the person who causes the wipe. So it usually means, uh, especially if I'm going into a fight for the first time on harder stuff like that, I'll usually bring a summoner, to be honest, because it's like my comfort pick. It's my safe pick. I don't. I'm not gonna be the healer, and I'm not gonna be the tank. I'm gonna be a summoner. And then like if I've seen it a few times and we want to start like do a raid party or something like that, I'll be like, yeah, I've seen the fight enough. I know it well enough now. I can play a different job. The streams aren't too bad, at least. Those are pretty clearable of randoms. But yeah, still technically recovering from why I stopped playing in the first place. I'm still avoiding things like that. Oh yeah. If it kind of kills your enjoyment of the game, I can't blame you for wanting to stay away from it. Like a friend of a friend as well, same case. I think he rated for the Eden series and Shadowbringers, and it just and once they did finish, but once they finished that, he's like, yeah, never again. I'm not doing any hardcore content like that ever again, because it just, yeah, it kind of killed his enjoyment of the game for him. Mm. Biggest new stressful savage. I've probably been in like 4 or 5 different groups or stuff. Oh man. See, like, it's funny because I talk about Savage and having only done like 2 extremes and stuff, but like I really want to do the Epic of Alexander, like the ultimate fight for Alexander, because oh my god, I want those weapons. I don't even play an Astrologian, but I want the Astrologian weapon from the Alexander fight. The orb with its steampunk cogs and stuff just looks so cool. I have to admit, summoner weapons. Not all of them, but I feel like summoner books have a tendency to look a little lame. The ultimate weapons are pretty. I know, right? Oh, man, yeah, those Alexander ones. I'm like, oh, I want one. One of these days, maybe. One of these days. Because I know a few people who raid at an ultimate level, and like Well, I feel like I wouldn't necessarily want a full on carry. I don't want it to be totally brain dead. Yeah, just get me this thing one and done. I don't even know if Ultimate Fights. Well, I guess with the scaling being what it is, some of the older ones like Alexander perhaps could almost be like just throw my corpse over the finish line. But I don't. I want it to feel at least a little bit earned if I do it. You know. Mhm. I've heard only one of them is pretty carryable, where the others are still pretty hard. Oh, okay. Do you know which one it was? Is it like the Ultima weapon? What do they call it? The Uwu fight? Ultima weapon ultimate? I think there's a lot of add-ons you can have that makes the fights trivial or something. I know there's like, well, there was that world race team that got in trouble for it because they had like the super zoomed out, like the hilariously zoomed out camera situation, and like all of these crazy mods going. So it was God, the memes that spawned out of that. I still reference the crazy camera zoom sometimes with some stuff. I'm like, man, someone gave me that mod where I can just view things from the moon. But no, I'm not much of a mod user. Oh, hey, Rux. Hey, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome in. Nice to meet you. Roxt? Roxt 4? I hope I pronounced that correctly. Hi. Oh, what did you catch? A pike. Yeah, welcome in. But yeah, sorry, like Final Fantasy, I don't use a whole lot of mods or plugins. Like I've never really been one for the visual mods because my stance on it is kind of like I put together glamours and stuff to show off. And if I use mods for it and other people need the mods to be able to see what I've done, it kind of defeats the purpose for me to a degree. So I use the only stuff I really use is just like little quality of life plugins. There's one called Yes Already. So you can just add you can add menu text that's like, do you wish to enter the estate? And I'm like, yes, I will have that. Like, I put that one on the yes already because I go in and out of a private residence or like an FC house on the regular, and I feel like I don't need to confirm every single time that yes, indeed, I do want to enter this house. Heck, even if I don't want to enter the house, I'll just leave again. So yeah, I have like little quality of life plugin mods that I'll use, but I never really use like the looks modifying one. Although I've heard the shader ones are quite nice. Sometimes you do those and everything just looks a little prettier. What am I listening to? Oh, it's Merry Go Round of Life. And my sound setup is kind of like on a is I actually have music playing through the speakers for me. I don't generally like doing my crafting stuff with a headset on. I did that back when I first started because the only microphone I had was on a gaming headset. So I was doing off of there when I was doing my sewing, but it's heavy, or it's not like a terribly heavy headset, but like you start feeling the weight after a while when you're hunched over a project. I was like, I can't keep doing this. My neck, my neck is getting sore. So now I play music for myself over the speakers, and I use a lapel mic, which has been like I've rewatched some of my VODs and all things considered, like considering it's a little wireless, like specifically a wireless lapel mic, which just lets me move around freely, which is great. Its sound isn't terrible, and it didn't cost me too much money either, so can't can't complain. And it's funny considering what coloring considering what color the ironing board is, I realize that like from camera side, it probably looks like I'm cutting into nothing. But I am cutting the trim off a thing. I could work the wrinkles out of here a little more. Bum, 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 ba-da. Mhm, mhm, mhm. So the lights are dun, dun, da, 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 da. Yeah, I can't wait until the Endwalker, like the Endwalker patch quest and patch fight music is finally available on Spotify. The only thing I'm going to listen to is the Pandemonium series of music. Actually, Akai, have you ever considered? Because I'm only thinking of this because of a person I raided into yesterday, and they were playing. I was playing Tunic, and I raided into another person who was playing. But interestingly enough, they were actually playing a randomizer that was made by one of the people in their chat. I don't know like what facet of game development experience you have, but like, is that like a thing you could do if you so choose? Try to make like a randomizer for like a smaller game kind of dealio. I just thought it was really neat. Because Tunic plays akin to a Zelda game does, in like its overworld exploration and chests and stuff like that. So yeah, they built a just like a Zelda randomizer would be. A little one for Tunic. I thought it was super cool being like a relatively small game. I personally have no experience of making one, but I suppose I have some understanding of how to possibly make it. Okay. I think for the guy who did the Tunic one, it was just like a um it's like a little side project thingy they decided to do. And then I think I don't know if they're friends with the streamer. They weren't a mod. They were a person in chat. So I don't know if the streamer found it and they found the streamer or something like that. I thought it was really neat that this guy just decided to do it. Experience of making games is more of just making simple games from the beginning. So if you asked me to do Dr. Mario right now, you'd be able to do it. Oh, okay. Now you just got to figure out a way to integrate it into your streams, and then you can have the whole chat fight you. Yeah, this is laying a lot nicer for staying crisp. Didn't I already hear this song earlier tonight? Not I'll complain. I like this song, but oh no, right? It's because I reset the playlist at a point. That's why. Na 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 na. Long and sharp as your So he spoke, and would have cast them in. I was actually making my own spin off of a Dr. Mario game. I was supposed to make a Hollow Live theme or something. Got as far as making the actual mechanics and the board work for it. Got lazy because the rest of the work required a lot of effort that I didn't want to put in by myself. It's supposed to be a Dr. Mario puzzle and dragon kind of game. Oh, neat. Yeah, who knows? Maybe one of these days you'll just get hit with that wave of inspiration. Be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Or maybe you won't. That's fine too. I am good to cut this, right? Swirl over that this way. I have no need for this excess. Yeah. I kind of don't like having more fabric than I need hanging off of things. It's just more bulk added to the overall piece. It's either that or honestly, I just want some help with it, but I don't have many programmers. Ah, I see. I guess it kind of depends how, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you've got, like, somebody within your chats, for instance, who, like, knows how to do that sort of thing. People of many talents, as I've been discovering. Like, I've got a that person I was saying about like the savage rating. Um, he's taking a break now and actually kind of going back to some stuff he used to before he got really deep into Final Fantasy. He'd do like just for funsies music composition. I thought that was really cool. So I kind of joked, semi joked, I guess, about like, oh, you can throw together like a VTuber theme for me. He's like, maybe. I honestly have no idea what direction I'd want to go with something like that, but yeah, meet people from all walks of life. I think it's really cool actually. It's funny because I never really had much of an online presence whatsoever or like existence prior to like 2 years ago. I was very much like I'd play games and stuff online and play MMOs, but I was very much the like I'm going to play a paladin because I can heal myself and I can shield myself sort of deal in like World of Warcraft. I was the solo player. I've done it. Ah, whatever. Too late. Second guessing my decisions a little bit. I got more bulk. And here we are, the return to the Final Fantasy music. Yeah, to a degree, I like my playlist is definitely just music I enjoy. Like even when I'm not streaming, like if I'm driving, I will put this playlist on because I just like the music that's in it. At the same time, I also feel like it gives a somewhat representation of the stuff that I'm into. Or like you can tell like every song has come from like yeah. So you can tell like to a degree like what style of music I'm into or what games I've played, stuff like that, based off the music that comes up in this list. A lot of them I discovered by means of like TV shows and stuff like that, or like I had English classes where we had to our poetry unit would be a mix of like a poem and then the next piece that we'd look at would be a piece of music because it's a form of poetry. So we'd have like your traditional thought of poetry and then a musical piece and alternate. And our teacher would like one year was like the focus was I think Led Zeppelin. Another year the musical focus was U2, stuff like that. So a lot of the music that I pick has like some sort of story behind it of either something I've watched or something I interacted with or the like. Mm-hmm. Ba-da-dum. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes it's just music someone has introduced me to. Oh, I left the trash can over there. Smart on my part. Oh, I'm gonna go one more pass with the iron. Quick sip of lemonade. Whew. Oh, it's funny. I thought about because like the ironing board has legs on it. I could stand it up, but I don't. The camera I'm using is fixed focus on its distance right now. I don't actually know if I stood the ironing board up. Well, you wouldn't. You'd see a very little field of view if I stood the ironing board up. Is part of the reason I'm working on the floor. Man, am I not fast? I've put on 4 strips of fabric, interfacing on the back. That's about it. Like Baymax. I am not very fast. Mm-hmm. Try to get some of the wrinkles out from back here. Make sure I don't catch myself on the thigh with the iron. That would suck. The risk I take working on the floor. Hey, Mapno, welcome back. Dinner has been had. What was dinner? Beef with blue cheese and butter. Was the blue cheese butter like a done as like a sauce? Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. I have to admit, I'm not much of a blue cheese person. It's not always necessarily even the taste, but the idea of blue cheese weirds me out a little bit. I'm I'm not the pickiest either in the world, but I'm also not like moldy maggot, like not that it's a maggot cheese, but like there are maggot cheeses and like the moldy cheeses. I can't quite get over the ick to bring myself to eat them. Think it's gonna be a long time. Oh no, no. Oh god, this guy had such a good concert. 70 something years old, still got it. Sir Elton John. His voice doesn't sound as young anymore, of course, but the hell was that? It's a weird noise for a skateboard. Understandable. The idea of eating moldy cheese doesn't sound appealing to the uninitiated. Like I've tried it. I've tried. I've given it its fair shot, and I like and like the taste itself. I don't really mind, but I I nibble at it, and then I'm like, no, I don't like the idea of what I'm eating. The mental disconnect on it. I'm like, no, no, I'm not doing it. Or I can't do it. Some touchdown brings me round again to find. And again, my mom and I share some unexpected tastes. Someone had told me the other day, because you know how there's like the whole thing with cilantro, and some people like, for them cilantro just tastes like soap, so like they just won't eat it because it tastes disgusting to them. I was told the other day that apparently the 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 genetic situation wherein you like cilantro is actually supposedly the abnormal situation. I think it's become perhaps the norm to not be bothered by it, but I think supposedly that liking cilantro is the mutation. Apparently, drinking straight Fernet will get you weird looks. I still don't totally understand what exactly is Fernet. Like, I know it's an alcohol thing, but like, what is it? What's it made of? And why do you always mix it with Coke? Various herbs? Oh, okay. I guess I could see why that would get you some funky looks. Especially if you're just drinking it straight. I've always been more of a cocktail type person. I don't really care for drinking straight spirits and stuff like that. And even like really herby taste for drinks. Not really my jam either. Originally, it was something only old people drink in order to help settle after a heavy meal. Oh. And what? It's just picked up popularity of the youth lately? Okay. Main banner. Interfacing is on the back. Thinking what else I need to do. Red is going to be the back. Gray in the center. I treat these as one piece. Because if the Velcro goes, the holding touches, the Velcro go red to red. This will help be its stabilizer. So I should be good to base the red to this. Treat it as a single piece. In the 70s, someone in the province of Cordoba, the drunken bastard, decided to mix it up with Coke because he ran out of gasified water. And it just took off from there. They've unplugged it, but well, it's still got some heat in there. Should cut on real quick around Cordoba. Fernet Branca noticed Cordoba was drinking way more than usual. They researched, they found out they fully embraced it. Best that you can happen The best that can happen to you as a distiller is for your drink to turn into a party drink. Oh, that's so true. I have a friend that works in a distillery, and yeah, you can get that thing to take off in like the party scene. Yeah, you're good. You're golden. No, 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 no. Okay, is the right side. Belt I don't think has a right side. I think it's just a side. Think actually no, you know what? It's in the inside. I don't care. It does not matter what side I use. He technically has a right side, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, self. Don't get hung up on this. Don't get hung up on this. Oh, my pins. A couple more blueberries. Oh. Fun fact: Fernet Branca only has HQs in two places in the world: Italy and Argentina. You can put two together. Two and two together. So why those two places? Dum, dum, dum. So all goes in. Place it to this. Velcro. Velcro. So I'm just thinking through the process here. I think I'm pretty good though. Storming. Way over there. Consolations be left. Basically gonna pin and baste the red to the rest of the gray. Basting is essentially just like tacking it down to the backing. Instead of using the smaller stitches that I'd use on a normal seam that's meant to stay, basting can just be like some really kind of loose, wide stitches just to keep everything in place. Just makes it easier for later when I have to uh, combine all of these three pieces together. At least it kind of acts more like just trying to combine two pieces together. Since everything, these two pieces will just be stitched to each other. This will make my life a little easier. Night for what? Then take me back to life. Key to open the doors in your hand. Key to the land of twilight. Gosh, I haven't been wearing a hair tie this whole time. I really hope I hasn't been brushing against the microphone too badly. I don't know if the microphone would even pick it up if it did. I feel like it would, if only because it's directly on it. Hopefully it hasn't been too bad. What are we? Oh, that's it. My Chemical Romance. Like I said, I've got my music on a speaker. Admittedly, I don't have the speaker volume super high, and I'm not exactly faced in the right direction to be hearing it optimally at present while sitting on the floor. It takes me a moment to be like, what am I listening to? At least check my own stream feed and be like, ah, there's the player. I really hope this doesn't end up being too thick. It shouldn't be. I did put all 3 layers together to test them beforehand. With all of these vampires, you can be like the saint abandoned me. Juliet loves the beat and the lust. Tiger and ladder. This. The felt's cut a little bit wide, but same case. I can always trim it down. It comes down to it. I think my biggest worry is if the seams are going to be really bulky, but if I top stitch them down, it should be okay. I like to burn all the. I've worked with thicker. When I used to do plush toy stuff, some of them plush toys had some crazy overlap of fabric areas that would be incredibly thick to try to sew and cut through. I couldn't actually, like, I do it on the machine, but I couldn't actually just put my foot to the pedal on the machine and let it do its thing. I actually had to like hand crank the needle to gradually work it through the fabric to get where it needed to go. I'm pretty sure it was less thick than what I'm working with now. Should be okay. To burn on the into horizon. Abandon me. Na, 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 na. There is unfortunately a point at which, as I both can't, should I say that? I guess it's I don't want to. I don't necessarily want to stream every single day, but I will probably still want to keep working on this because I need to get it done before. I need to get it done by like end of day Wednesday, or like before Wednesday night. So it's usually how it goes with my sewing streams because I I could work on a project for 8 hours of a day. I don't inherently want to stream all 8 hours of it. Um, so usually, like when it comes to sewing projects on stream, I used to have this idea of like, oh, I'll start on it and I'll work on it on stream and I'll only work on it on stream, and then I realized like how slow I will go, either because I take a day off from streaming or because uh, I'm just generally slower at doing things on stream. Usually because of the talking aspect. Um, Not that it's a bad thing, but when I'm on a deadline, a little bit of a bad thing. Yeah. There's like a chance that like I do more work on this like through the night or whatever or the following day, and then I do another stream of it and it'll be like in a different state of finish than the last time I was here. Oh, okay. Hang on. Pull a few of these. Should have thought to do this first and matched up the top corners a little first. Cuidado. Na 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 na. This song, for instance, talking about stories and stuff. This song always reminds me of my Spanish class. I took private Spanish lessons with a person who was my French professor in university, and then like we kept in touch and stuff like that. And I still did like extra uh, private lessons with him at his place to learn Spanish and learn enough German to get by in Germany for like a vacation. Liking, have a good one, Matt. No, and like one of the things we'd sometimes do in the lessons was was basically taking apart translating translating music, figuring out its meaning and stuff like that. I remember that's where I picked up this song from. Is this is one of those songs that we worked through. I probably still have my notes on it somewhere. Not that I really remember it off the top of my head anymore, but I should pull a few more of these. The felt has a bit more stretch to it than the red does. So essentially what I'm doing is just making sure it all kind of lines up. I really should have done this. Really should have done this first. Trying to make sure it was like kind of evenly stretched about across the length. Dum, 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 dum. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm putting that pin down before I get my finger on it. Already done it once tonight. Don't need to do it twice. Na, 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 na. Mm-hmm. Oh, this little spot. It's funny. I wasn't nearly in love with this song as many of my friends were initially, but it's definitely grown on me. It probably helps that I got to hear it live too. Um, it's definitely grown on me the more times I've listened to it. Still not quite to the point where I'll cry as I listen to it, but remember Time flows on the water. Streams, rivers, and lakes. And far beyond. I think part of it what helped for me to really come around on this one was the like actually reading the lyrics for it. It's funny during the live performance, the vocalist, the vocalist for this actually changed the lyric a little bit. For like the original lyric, it's just like my brave little spark as a singular situation. And I remember during the concert at the performance, she it was during a Final Fantasy convention essentially. She changed it into sparks plural because there were so many people there. With like the spark of life within the word of light, and people just like, oh, people lost it. In a good way, but oh my god. I saw a person next to me pretty much just burst into tears. It was a good moment. It was a good moment. And she has a lovely singing voice. Uh, Just anchor there for a second. Uh, or not. I'll just lean on it then. Works too. Oh. Actually, I have another Final Fantasy convention I'm going to later in the year. I need to figure out if I'm going to cosplay for it. There's a group of people I was going with, and there was this joke because one of our friends had done uh, a like cafe version of a dead character, like a popular dead character. So I was like, oh my god, you know what we should do? We should all just do cosplays of like a cafe waiter waitress style cosplays, but everyone's a dead character. And it was kind of the plan for a little bit, but I think said plan has fallen by the wayside because I've heard of a couple others. Like they're just forgotten. I've heard a couple others saying, "Oh yeah, I'm working on like this cosplay for the convention." I'm like, "Oh, I guess I guess no dead characters." But man, that would have been a funny trend. I think if I was gonna, because the idea at present was that I was gonna do uh Yotsuyu, because I got the hair for it. Good. I want to reset the camera back over. Yeah, stitch this last thing. Ooh, leggies. As we fall. Going for a ride. Whoop. Reclamp. Uh, yep, dum, dum, dum. Where was my angle? Like here ish? About there. That's a guess. It's close enough. It's serviceable. Sit over there, Cable. Get this last bit stitched. And then I gotta eat dinner. Oh. Na, 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 na. Happy food. Oh, I think I'll make my bobbin red because there's no real reason for me to do it in black. As we fall. Yes, like I was saying earlier, just basting it on. So the stitches go a lot faster because they're longer. Just kind of zip through them all. Na, 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 na. Up a little. Whew. Ow. I poked myself in the palm with a pin. Not unusual for me. Here. Wandered very far. Oopsies. Over land. Sea. I take my gamble with the pins, banking on the stitches being long enough that I don't hit them. I'm gonna calm the desk a little. Unfortunately, for any work I do for anybody now, on the rare occasions I do make something that's not just for me, there's always going to be a little modicum of cat hair. It's just, I think it's just inevitable now. There's no escaping it. I can clean as much as I want, and there will always be some smidge of cat hair that makes its way in. I won't let it be covered in it when I present the piece, but do my best to clean it up. But there's probably a fur inside somewhere. Or if there's not a cat hair, there might be one of mine. It sometimes it's long and sometimes just weaves itself into garments. I've taken socks out of the dryer before and somehow one of my hairs is just woven through the sock. I joke sometimes that it's structural. You pull the hair out, the whole garment just fall apart. I've also joked that it's like leaving an artist mark on something. A fingerprint. Pivot. I have to think of like this design was easy to come up with. Um, I knew, like, as soon as I had the idea for a banner, I had an idea in my head of what I wanted it to look like. I still have yet to figure out what I want to do with mine. Like, I have my color scheme to work with. I still don't know what I want to do as an actual design on it. Or, like, what I want to do in order to, like, essentially represent my character on the banner. Leaves falling, leaves on the ground. There's also the toss up of whether or not I wanted to be a predominantly white, because like my color scheming is largely white. In theory, I probably should make mine largely white as well, but I worry about it getting dirty. Fallen leaves on the ground. Now, where are you? Well, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that I don't know what I want to do about a pin banner, because it's not like I've actually made one of these before. I said in a few places, I am kind of winging the construction. I have a vision in my head of what I want to make, and I'm kind of taking the steps I need to get there. I don't have any past experience of having made one before that I know exactly what I'm doing. Just figure it out as we go. Mm-hmm. Oh, what? I'll trim it later. It's a little catch on the fabric. I hope that I avoided that when I picked its section to cut. I'd actually avoided a specific section of this fabric because it had a little bit of a pull on it. I have a nail clipper. This will do. Stick up. That little bit of fuzz off. Ba-dum. I kind of keep forgetting how late it is, actually. I need to remind myself I've actually started an hour later than I usually would. But that's what I gotta do to account for temperature sometimes. So I don't turn into a melty puddle on the floor. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. Kind of timing myself on this because I'm curious. Like, 7, 6, like 8 minutes have elapsed so far. I guess isn't. I don't know. It still feels slow to me. I always told myself I'm just slow at this sort of thing. The 7, 8-ish minutes have elapsed since I started stitching. Far more has elapsed since I started pinning. Oh, my scissors over there. These ones will work. Hey, basting's done. So this is going to be the back. Here's going to be the interior. Just help thicken it up a little bit. I've tested the pins because the black for the front is quite thin. Be okay. Alrighty. I think I know who I want to raid out to. She's still alive because so rarely do I see her live at this time of night. But I can't help but want to head out to her. It's coming along. It's coming along. Where is her info? No. Is she still alive? Did I miss her? No, she's still going. She's playing a horror game. Fantastic. Okay. Not gonna dilly dally too long because, like I said, I do have. It's later than it usually is for me. I have been up since 6 a.m. 6 a.m. It's almost 10:30 now. Raid. Can't spell. Raid 2. Twitter and Discord there for anyone who may not be part of them. As usual, I could be more active on Twitter. I don't know. Twitter's been kind of weird, so I haven't been spending a lot of time there. Could be more active on Twitter and quite active on Discord. A bunch of us are. A lot of chit chat that goes on in there. And then we got the two raid messages there. One if you got access to my emotes, one if you don't. I'm gonna go visit Dessa. She's an art sibling of mine. Um, I I still feel a little bit funny sometimes saying that I'm art siblings with some of these people because like we all have the same artist who made our model art, but they're all live 2D and I'm not. Like I call myself something the half sibling or the black sheep sibling. I'm not quite the same as the rest of them. But thank you again for joining me for tonight. I didn't get a ton done, but it is nice to have the company. Um, it is nice to have the company as I kind of just work through the sewing projects, and I like talking about this sort of stuff. I've done so much sewing through my life and spent so many years doing cosplay and projects and stuff like that. It's kind of cool just to be able to like blather on sometimes about a topic I actually kind of know. Okay, I shan't keep us too long. Um, I don't have anything scheduled rest of the week because I actually have it's funny, I have a friend who's become a VTuber totally separate from me. Coincidentally became a VTuber as well. And his girlfriend I've known them for quite a few years now. His girlfriend's birthday is tomorrow, so she's also an amazing cosplayer. But gonna go visit them for tomorrow evening, so I don't have my stream as usual. I Now I'm a little bit committed on Sunday as well. I haven't decided about next week because I leave in the middle of the week. Um, at least I've got some business that I have to do in the middle of the week. Rather, I might squeeze in a Monday Tuesday stream if I'm not excessively tired because I'm on a 2 a.m. shift and I've never done it before and I might be dead to the world. But we'll see. If I do, I'll get it. I'll get it posted up in the Discord and Twitter. Yeah, raid message, raid message. I'll get us queued up for Dessa. Unless she's disappeared. No, there she is. Loading, loading, loading. Dang it, she's leaving. Oh, damn it, I just missed it. Alrighty. Never mind. Different person, different target. Ah, the age old problem. People who start around the same time as you and I'll finish around the same time as you. Don't think Archer and Jim are still going. Deep in an awesome story. Why is this thing not up to. Okay, like the new raid feature is cool, but at the same time, I swear it's like not always up to time. That one, seen them lately. Actually, could go out to Neil. I'm doing other art stuff too. Seen Momo lately. Okay. Oh, yeah. Fugi doesn't like it when I open too many tabs. What is Neon working on? They're working on art stuff. Yeah, what the heck? I'll go visit a different person. Okay. Your message there, yada yada. Get it queued. And yeah, I will get a schedule. I'll see you guys around. I'll see you guys around. I'll dip into people's streams if I can, if my work allows me. I'll see you around the Discord and stuff like that. Yeah. Have a good rest of the night. Like I said, I'll be off for the weekend, so have a good rest of the night or day for those of you it's daytime. And have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.